Aunt Ophelia, huh? She's the white whale of the second season, a mystery that is constantly left out of Wednesday's reach. Despite Wednesday wanting to know the truth about her estranged aunt and what became of her visions, Morticia keeps the truth from her daughter for her own safety. That means we're left in the dark too. All we know about Ophelia is that her visions troubled her, leading her further away from her family until she completely dropped off the map. For most of the season, I assumed that Ophelia chose to leave of her own volition, which is why the finale's closing scene shocked me to my core. Grandmama Hester had Ophelia locked away all along, and for better or worse, Ophelia will undoubtedly make her return next season. In today's video, I'll discuss how Ophelia might fit into the plot moving forward and how she'll become one of the newest villains. Number 1. Her family learns about her prison. Throughout the second season, Morticia talks about her sister in the past tense. Despite the pair having grown up together and the tension between them, Morticia never managed to stop her sister from going too far and misusing her psychic abilities. The memories from her childhood make Morticia cautious when it comes to Wednesday and her psychic abilities because she knows her daughter will push past her natural boundaries to get answers for her latest mysteries. She doesn't want Wednesday to misuse her abilities as a seer and go missing, as Ophelia did before her. Despite talking about her sister consistently, Morticia doesn't come clean about the final thing that drove them apart, and by the end of the season, it's obvious she doesn't know where Ophelia is. As it turns out though, Ophelia didn't run away or experience a premature death. She became a prisoner in her mother's basement, locked away in Hester Frump's house. Ophelia is Grandmama's well-kept secret, but it's only a matter of time before someone else discovers her prison and sets her free. Number 2, she starts to target Wednesday. Unfortunately, the first real scene we get of Ophelia shows her frantically writing messages on her prison walls. These messages are a bad omen and set up one of the main conflicts for the third season. While Wednesday is no stranger to visions predicting death and murder, Ophelia flips the narrative and claims that it's Wednesday who has to die. Granted, we don't know how far gone Ophelia is in her debut, but given Morticia's stories and the fact that her mother secretly locked her away, I think it's safe to assume that Ophelia is a danger to herself and others. There's an ongoing conflict between Wednesday and Morticia in the second season. Wednesday believes she's mastered her visions and takes them as law, while Morticia tries to warn her that visions should be interpreted and that they're not always as they first appear. If Ophelia is like Wednesday and believes that her visions must come true as she sees them, then she might feel compelled to make sure Wednesday dies, if only to appease her own power. Number 3, she manipulates the werewolves and hides. There also appears to be a subplot conflict gearing up for the third season in which Ophelia could have a role in starting. In the second season, 2 major events happen. The first is that Tyler escapes from Willow Hill and is later approached by Isadora Capri with an offer to join a group of hides. The second is that Enid learns she's an alpha werewolf, meaning she's doomed to live out her life as a hunted full wolf after transforming to save Wednesday at the end of the season. While these 2 storylines have little connection, Capri acts as a bridge between them, as she is both a werewolf and hide. As other werewolves begin to hunt down Enid and Capri, her hides might try to step in to save her life, feeling sympathetic to another outcast who is persecuted for their inability to control their intense emotions. Therefore, a conflict might arise between the hides and the werewolves, and Ophelia could arrive at the perfect time to manipulate the fight, using the growing hostility to further her personal agenda. Number 4, she attacks Nevermore. For example, if Ophelia wanted to track down Wednesday, then she could follow the werewolves as they hunt Enid near the Canadian border. We know Enid planned to stay on the run, but Wednesday and Uncle Fester set off to track her down and bring her home. It's safe to assume that wherever Enid is, Wednesday won't be far behind, and who better to track them than other werewolves? Of course, there's always a chance that Wednesday might find Enid first and bring her back to Nevermore, where she and their other friends could search for a way to restore Enid's human form. As they seek refuge at their school, the one location in the world where Wednesday and Enid are idolized as heroes, I doubt many things will get past the front gates to give the friends a hard time. They'll have an entire school of outcasts at their back after all, and countless supernatural abilities to utilize. Of course, Ophelia might not view Nevermore as an obstacle in the grand scheme of things, and willingly choose to attack the school and every student within until they give up on Wednesday. Number 5, she uses family tricks and secrets to her advantage. For a family that's as unique as the Adamses, they sure keep a lot of secrets from one another. While it seems like Morticia and Gomez want to be as close to their children as possible, they do keep them in the dark about plenty of things. Just last season, we learned about Gomez's former friend Isaac Knight, how Morticia had to save Gomez from an experiment gone wrong, and how that fateful night led to the creation of Thing. It's quite the story. Wednesday also questions her parents about Ophelia numerous times, but they refuse to go into detail or explain what became of her missing aunt. Ophelia's been around a lot longer than Wednesday, and although she's spent a few years caught beneath her mother's thumb, I'm sure she has secret knowledge that could deal real damage to the Addams family if it ever came to light. Once she's free, she could try to get under her family's skin by outing their dark pasts or blackmailing them with information. Number 6. She finally reconnects with Morticia. One of the biggest conflicts I'm excited for in the third season is the inevitable reunion between Morticia and Ophelia. Although they had their differences, it seems like losing her sister deeply troubled Morticia, and she spent years wondering what happened to her after she disappeared. She also seems to feel guilty for how far Ophelia fell, as at the time she didn't have the means to help her sister overcome her visions or the influence they had on her. The entire situation also strained Morticia's relationship with their mother, whom they couldn't help but blame for what happened. The reunion between the sisters will definitely be a highlight of the season, highly anticipated by the fans and emotionally charged. I can't help thinking that Morticia will want to reconnect with Ophelia and help her escape from the sway of her visions. But at the end of the day, Ophelia might be too far gone to see reason. If that's the case, then she's more dangerous than anyone realizes. She might even try to take Morticia's life during this first heartbreaking interaction. Number 7. She forces Wednesday into a do-or-die situation. Obviously, Wednesday is the main character of the series. If her Aunt Ophelia becomes the season's main antagonist, the two of them will need to have a showdown before the finale. We already know that Ophelia is calling for Wednesday's death, so their paths will likely cross more than once before this final moment, where Wednesday's life will hang in the balance. There's no telling how this interaction will go, as the season's events will impact it, but there is one easy way for Ophelia to ensure she achieves her goal. She could force Wednesday into an impossible situation. With her back against the wall, Wednesday may need to make a choice that could bring her story to a close forever. In the second season, Wednesday learns how much her family and friends mean to her and that she can depend on them for anything. She returns this same level of trust and loyalty to them, as evidenced by her decision to abandon Nevermore to track Enid. Simply put, all Ophelia needs to do is make Wednesday choose her life or the life of someone she cares about. The tricky thing about Ophelia is that we know very little about her so far. Sure, we have older Addams Family adaptations to draw from, but Wednesday has such a unique take on the franchise that it could take her in a completely new direction. From what we've seen, she does have some sinister motives, and whether she means it or not, she might be the death that Wednesday's visions have warned her about. What do you think about Ophelia? Will she be the greatest villain we've seen in Wednesday yet? Or will her family be able to steer her toward redemption? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.